So the first question is, what year were the first grapevines planted in New Zealand and by whom? Was it A, 1840 by James Busby? Was it 1944 by the Novello family? C, 1819 by Samuel Marsden? Or D, 1812 by Croatian immigrants? So you can just type in A, B, C, or D. So is it James Busby, the Novello family, Samuel Marsden, or the Croatian immigrants? Who were the first to plant wine grapes in New Zealand, and when? All right. Okay. Okay. Yep. Okay, so the answer is C, 1819. Samuel Marsden, actually Reverend Samuel Marsden, was the first to plant grapes. Actually, James Busby in 1840 was the first record of winemaking. And the Croatian immigrants came over in the early actually, they didn't come in 1812. They came in the early 1900s. And the Novello family was a Croatian family, but they were not the first. So they were actually probably the most notable in a more modern era of winemaking. Okay. So here's a wonderful picture. I love this picture. If you ever want information on New Zealand wines, just go to nzwine.com. They have an incredibly thorough website that you can learn everything you need to know about New Zealand. So here, this is a picture. I want you to look down here at the southern island, and you see this spine of mountains, and this is called the Southern Alps, and they protect the eastern side of the island from inclement weather. What is the term we use to describe this concept of the mountains protecting? What is the term we use? What do you think that term is? You know, Christian, I'm making these harder at your request.
That's great. We have a lot of wine smarties who join us here. So sometimes there'll be multiple choice, sometimes true and false, and sometimes open-ended questions like this.
Yep, I'm doing a little more of the open-ended ones just for that reason. Okay.
Okay, so some answers already come in. We're going to give it just maybe, since this was a really tough one, we're going to give it maybe another 10 seconds time.
Whatever you think.
Okay. All right. So here we have some, we have Kim saying rain shadow. We have Gabriella saying rain shadow as well. Dana, rain shadow. We have Kumor saying shelter. And then Sadella saying shadow ? So,
okay, well, you're all right. It is called a rain shadow, and I know that was maybe not the hardest question. I am trying to make it a little harder. This one wasn't one of those. But what I like about this is it gives us a chance to really explain what this is. So if you look at this picture, traveling from west to east over the water, this is over the ocean, and the winds, sort of bring in the current and bring in the clouds, and the clouds start to form. And as they form, they're picking up moisture. And then when they hit this bank of the mountain range of the Southern Alps, they drop the climate and the altitude of the mountains force the clouds to drop their moisture. So by the time they get over to the other side, to the eastern side, where, as you see, most of the wine growing regions are, it's nice and sunny. So that's how a rain shadow works.